Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope. And this one's for you, Libra. We're coming into September 2021, and it's really going to be a good month to catch up with friends and family, especially after the sun moves into your sign on the 22nd. Now, if you have new connections to make, the optimal time is going to be during the first week of the month. That is before we enter what's known as the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. I'm going to be talking more about Mercury retrograde in this horoscope, but just know that the first week of the month is prime time for new connections, new projects, moving forward with something brand new. Now, you could be in the flow financially after the 10th, but hold off on making major purchases because of that Mercury retrograde cycle I mentioned. Let's start with what's happening first, which is the new moon. The new moon this month will be 14 degrees of Virgo, and it's on September the 6th. This is a really good new moon to set intentions that help you to clear mental clutter, so to speak. If you've been trying to organize your thoughts for a creative project, you could be motivated to stop the brainstorming phase and take action around this time. And again, the new moon date is such a key date this month, knowing that things are going to start to slow down the very next day as we move through September. So even if you can just take one baby step on the day of the new moon towards a new idea, that will help you to build upon that after we enter Mercury retrograde. So it's really a good new moon for releasing unhealthy habits as well. Anything that might be holding you back, it could be internal messaging, things that people have told you in the past that kind of stuck that aren't actually the truth, and they might be actually limiting or discouraging you in some way. So that's what I mean by clearing the mental clutter at this new moon. Now, we will enter the shadow phase of our next Mercury retrograde cycle on the 7th, and the official retrograde dates are September 27th to October 18th. So after the 7th, the energy begins to slow, and it will be best to focus on projects already in progress. When we enter the official Mercury retrograde cycle at the end of the month, you may notice that it's harder to keep track of the small details. This Mercury retrograde will move through your sign. So that makes it likely for Libra and Libra rising people to feel it more so than other signs. You really want to make an effort to slow yourself down and double check for errors in your work and any planning you're doing with others. It might be helpful to keep your calendar light during the days Mercury is retrograde so you can have more time to organize yourself, build in a cushion. Just assume that things will probably take longer than you think they will. And if you build in the space for that, you can accommodate. Now, you can get things done. Don't worry too much about Mercury retrograde because, like I said, it's really fabulous for turning your thoughts inward, working on personal projects that you can work on by yourself, and finishing those unfinished items on your to-do list. So that would be a good place to orient yourself. Now, we've got Venus, which is your ruling planet, entering the sign of Scorpio on September the 10th, and Venus will be in Scorpio September 10th to October the 6th. This will offer you some good money mojo, especially if you're teaming up with others on a work project or business idea. Now, the good luck will be best used by carrying out plans already in progress prior to September 7th because of all the Mercury retrograde info I just gave you. So keep that in mind. We've got Mars finishing its journey through Virgo on September the 13th, and Mars will move into your sign on the 14th. So you can see this is a big month for Libra people. You can use the first few weeks of the month when Mars is in Virgo, to think about refining your schedule to fit in more activities that ignite your passion. Mars is all about energy and passion. And if you haven't felt so energetic or passionate in your life, maybe it's because you've got to put something into your daily schedule that will light you up a little bit. Now, after the 14th, you're going to be supported to follow through on personal goals that are already in progress. Mars in your sign can be very motivating, and you might find you suddenly have the energy to finish something that felt too tiring to finish before. So that's a real perk for you this month. Now, this month's full moon is going to be September 20th. It's at 28 degrees of Pisces, and it puts the spotlight on your work and daily routines. If you've been all work and no play, you could have some good realizations about how to balance your life. You might notice that being too busy has been distracting you from spiritual connection, and creative projects might show results around this full moon as well. Now, September 22nd, that's when the sun moves into Libra. Happy early birthday, Libra people. You'll be getting your special birthday horoscope for the month of October. So after you watch this video, you can check out the October video. Libra season begins on the September 22nd equinox, which is the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere, and the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere. And for Libra sun and rising people, this can really set off a time where your energy is spent focusing on yourself. And that's not selfish. That's actually going to help you show up and be the best you can be for other people. Contemplate what you'd like to usher into your life in the coming year and what areas of your life need to be rebalanced. So I hope you can make the most of September's astrology. Be safe and be well. And I will see you here next time with your horoscope.